Hey everybody, it's Emily the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today with our glass vase experiment. If you can see, our level has dropped down significantly. And I wanted to see what we could see along the edges here. And I'm happy that the worms seem to be climbing all throughout here. You can see some of those rose petals have not quite broken down, and there's some of that celery right there. But in general, it seems like it's coming along pretty well. So I wanted to give it another feeding today. I saved the food that I mixed up with our original batch, and I have that over here. So I'm getting this open, and I thought I would use some shredded cardboard today as another bedding source. So the first thing I want to put in here, hold on one second. Okay, so the first thing I want to put in here is some rose petals. Maybe give it one more good handful of the rose petals because they seem to kind of collapse down pretty quickly in here. Okay, so there's a nice good layer of the rose petals. Then I'm going to add some of our food here. And this is smelling really disgusting. I think because it's been in the sealed container on my counter, it's going to be pretty vile, but that probably means the worms will love it. So we'll do another handful of that. So that's, again, banana, celery, coffee grounds, all the yummy things in life. So that takes us up just a little bit, so let's add some bedding. Okay, so I added a nice thick layer of bedding on top of that. And now I'm going to top it off with a little bit more food and a little bit more rose petals. And really see how much this will drop if we fill it all the way up to the top. So you can see some of that bell pepper, some of that celery, the banana. And I honestly am so happy you guys can't smell this. You would be like, what is this nut doing with this in her house? I'm gonna make sure I cover this well with some bedding. Okay. So it's another, I don't know, inch or so there. And I'm gonna do a layer of rose petals and then a layer of the cardboard, because I think that should help kind of suffocate the smell from this. Sticking to my fingers. I was actually surprised that it had fallen as much as it had when I checked in on this the other day. But I was impressed with it. So I am going to just shove a little bit of cardboard right here on the top, but then we are going to be flush with the top, so then we can see how far exactly they make it down in a week. Okay, so I filled this to the very top, added a little bit more eggshell, and I did just moisten down the very top here. I think there's plenty of moisture down here that'll work its way up. I don't think it's too dry for them right now. I think they'll be just fine. You can still see the worms right in here. So we will leave these guys go. I'm going to show you what I've been doing with this. I've kept one of my rags that I like to use so much just laying across the top. First of all, it keeps the smells out. Second of all, I scoot this next to this bin, and the shadowing, I think, really keeps it relatively dark for them so that when I'm not in here, they're not bothered by any light. So it looks silly like that, but you know, when we lift it up, we can have a very good look at it next week. So now that I've made a thorough mess here and set this up for these guys, I'm going to leave them to it for a week. So let me know what you're thinking so far. Are you considering doing something like this with your kids? Any other ideas that you have? I would love to hear them. So drop them below, like this video, subscribe if you'd like some more content from me, and I'll be back with you guys next week for an update.